Okay, so this is my review of the Biolite camp stove. I got it in basically a package. I got it off eBay. For all disclosure, I'm not sponsored by anyone. I get nothing for free. I paid for this myself. Basically what it was a package off of eBay, and I got it for $149. I think eBay had a coupon going for like $5 off. So that's where I got it with free shipping. So retail, I've seen them for $199. And in between, but basically I got mine for $149 plus a couple bucks off and free shipping. What I ended up getting was the camp package that had the stove attachment, and I'll show you that to you, how it sets up, and then obviously the Biolite stove itself. This isn't an unboxing video, there's a bunch out there, but I basically just threw it together the way I wanted it. Get some kind of flammable material that they offer. Basically you use it and it starts the fire, but you can use other stuff. You'll use sticks, leaves, biofuels. The only thing they say you shouldn't use is charcoal or any type of fuel itself, like a gas fuel or something along that line. Mine came with the little LED light, and the way it was explained and I found out is it has different settings, so you sort of basically squeeze it for the normal setting, and then you can change it to dim it and everything like that, but that'll plug right into the USB. But I'll show you the actual other contents that came with the package I got. So it came with the outer bag, so you can store it like that. No big deal, but a nice feature as far as if you're going to throw it in your pack or your truck or whatever. And then my package was the one with the stove and also with the cup. So everything nests inside itself, which makes it really nice here. So you have basically the canteen cup that it nests in. I think they call this the kettle. So basically what you have is the top of the kettle itself, and the kettle's nice because it has the two arms on it, so you basically don't get burnt. And then it also has this area here that sits on the stove so that the flames can actually go up and then they can breathe, because you can use other type of kettles, pots, pans, whatever you have, but you just got to make sure there's some type of space in between, a gap, or else it'll smother the fire. So this is the kettle itself. So it's got a top on it with a pour spout, and basically just this neoprene type of wrap so you get a tight seal, pour spout, and then just this little tab so you can pull it out. But nest inside of the whole cup itself, again, this is the cup, came with a bowl. I'm not sure if it's, I'm going to guess it's about a cup and a half, 2 cups, something along that line. And then also the kettle itself. And the kettle has graduation lines in there on the inside, gradation, whatever, for up to 6 cups or 1.5 liters. So it's pretty decent size. And, you know, obviously it's easy to use and just sits on there. So you got that. The nest inside of there is the actual, I guess, stove components, if you want to call it that. So they're inside another bag so that the bag, you know, it stays clean. And then inside you have basically the burner chamber, and then also the Biolite camp unit. And basically what this is you have a thermoconductor or something along that lines, not really sure what you call it. I've heard a bunch of different names, but what this is converts the heat from the fire into electricity. And then what you end up with is stored electricity on here. So on this, you have your USB. There's your plug-in for your USB. There's your charging port to charge this itself, so you can charge the battery inside here. I'll leave the specs underneath, but you end up with a fan unit that blows air into, and you get better charging and better burning. So you got basically a button up front here, and when you press the button one time, it'll show you how much battery powder you have. And this powder in here was basically on it when I got it. The next, when you press it again, you get a fan. There's 4 settings on this fan. It's nice and quiet, but that's the first setting, second setting, third, and then fourth. And then I guess this should be attached at all times, but you just got to be careful because the fan is actually rotating in there. So then you press it to turn it down, turn it up, or press it, hold to turn it all the way off. And then the last bar here shows you the heat from the fire and how good it's going, what it's producing as far as energy. So basically what this does is you start the fire in it, the fire heats up, it not only recharges the battery in here, but it can also charge, like if you attach your phone or what have you, and we'll test that in a little while, but also that light itself can plug in here so you have a light. So burning the fire to cook or just burning stuff will charge the battery in here, and then you can recharge your phone. It says that it's good for like one phone recharge, or you can actively charge it while you're burning stuff. So you can use the battery, charge it up at home, bring it back, have it ready to go, charge your phone. If you need to charge it, you can burn a couple things in here, supposedly, and that'll charge it up. Or you can be cooking dinner, charging the battery, and also charging your phone at the same time. It has some kind of technology it's set in there that sort of goes back and forth. And it has, basic idea so it doesn't overheat. It's got some safety measures. But to actually go ahead and attach it, this is the burner chamber itself. This is where the thermocoupler goes in. You can see it's just a welded body here. So what happens is you go ahead and take this unit and it goes through the hole here. And then on the bottom here, the bottom will attach right there, and it locks in with when you pull the one leg out. So by pulling this leg out, it actually locks the unit on it. And you pull the other two legs. So you have the three legs out, and there you have the unit itself. It sits down like that. And as I was talking about before, with this cup, you can see there's these lips on here. So if you had, let's say, a pot or pan, it could sit on there and it would be fine. But with this one, it actually sits right on there directly. So what you end up with is the heat being able to not burn out or anything like that, but stays in there and does the cup itself, heats it up. So you have that. Now with this, you're supposed to go ahead and keep it in this direction so that the handles are always over the unit and not over the fire, because this is the part, obviously this can get hot. So if that gets hot, you can actually burn something and also burn yourself. They say to use this at all times. So there you go with that. I'm going to connect the stove. No Foster's there. This is the actual, I guess they call it the grill. I've heard mixed reviews about it. As far as I was concerned, it wasn't a big deal to get it. I was more concerned. I wanted the kettle and the unit. And if I had a choice, I would have preferred the actual coffee press, which I think is like $15 or something like that, the press that works on it. And when you do get this, they donate a home stove burner to third world countries. So by buying this, they donate, but also they give you a $10 coupon to use on the site. I don't know if their prices are better, or if you're better off just going to, eBay or Google or what have you, Amazon, maybe finding a better price. But I really wasn't too concerned with this, but it's fine. What you have is two legs here. They come out and they lock, and you just pinch them, put them back in. So you have two legs there that support it. Then there's a cap on the bottom that connects to the top, so basically to protect the unit, but also I guess you could just have it sitting on there and have stuff sitting on top of it. So you remove this like that, and then what you have is the actual grill unit that attaches to it. So you got a small grill. Get the directions out of here. So the small grill goes on there basically, and then you have this stove top, for lack of a better term. This goes on the unit, and then you could feed it through here. But what happens is when you close this, the heat ideally comes up through here, through the unit, and then heats up the grill itself. I saw mixed reviews when I watched reviews on them. Some worked well, some didn't. One of them I saw, I believe the guy had it going the wrong way. So, but according to the directions, the way to properly do it, and it's also to avoid causing issues to the unit itself and the heating element, because this gets hot. Well, let me show you here. Here's the unit itself. When you're regularly cooking, if the flames start licking over this way or start getting really hot, you want to turn the stove away, because you want to protect this. This is going to be the rechargeable battery in here and the fan unit. You don't want to overheat this or burn it or something. So if the flames are going this way, obviously turn it so they're not, or choke back on the fan itself, or what you do with the fire itself. But the idea is to keep everything away from this battery unit. So when you're attaching it, you're going to go ahead and have this in the opposite direction of that unit. So since this is going to get hot here, you don't want it sitting like this over the battery. You want to go in the opposite direction. So pull both the legs out like that, and then this sits right on there like this. And I'm on a table, it's not completely even, but just sort of sits on there. And then what you could do is feed sticks down here as you need them, cook on this area here, the heat will go up, what have you. So like I said, not a deal breaker that I got it. I'll probably use it. I mean, it's nice to have or what have you, but that's not like the #1 thing I was looking for. It is heavy. I mean, this isn't backpacking. I mean, you could, if you wanted to, you could use this for backpacking, day trips, but more like inside the vehicle, or vehicle camping, or if you're going somewhere, or I mean, if you're just doing a day thing or along that line. But yeah, it is sort of heavy. The only thing I noticed was in between here, there's the plastic that attaches here. This came almost getting a little bit white. You know how plastic starts to get bent. So I'm not sure how long that'll last, through uses. And if it does, it feels like this cap's tight enough, but I'd probably just use some tape or something, but I'm not really sure how good that is. And like I said, you have basically a tray. So the idea with the unit itself is that you're going to feed it biofuel, which is leaves, twigs, sticks, just to get it started. It's okay as far as if you use wet stuff, but it's not a major concern. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start it up in the next segment, show you how it's started up. So if you want to come back for that, please feel free to do so, and I appreciate it. Thanks.